back into First Take from Jets Camp in Florham Park, New Jersey, home of the New York Jets. We're discussing the AFC East, but focusing on the New England Patriots right now. Tom Brady took a jab at Peyton Manning in his private emails revealed during the NFLPA lawsuit to appeal Brady's Deflategate suspension. Brady was emailing with a childhood friend, Kevin Brady, who brought up a Grantland article comparing the two quarterbacks and outlining Manning's decline. Brady wrote that his career will last at least 5 years longer than Manning's. Thanks, Papa. I've got another 7 or 8 years. He has 2. That's the final chapter. Game on. Manning is 39. Brady is 38. Skip, your reaction to this email.
Molly, Stephen A. Smith, let us put this in the right perspective.
Okay.
Let us all remember that you and yesterday Jim Kelly have loudly criticized my guy Tom Brady for not mounting his soapbox early on and screaming his innocence. Am I right about that?
Yes.
And for not immediately saying to Roger Goodell, here, take my cell phone, even though the NFLPA said, you cannot do that. You cannot violate our right to privacy agreement with the National Football League. All that said, what just happened? Because all the information that came from through the testimonies of the appeals process were unsealed and open to the public, Don Yu was proven correct. The agent said, remember a couple of weeks ago, we gave Roger Goodell and Ted Wells unprecedented access to reams and reams of electronic documents, hence emails. So reams and reams of Tom Brady's private emails are now public. You have to skim through the reams and reams of the documents that are out there, but all of a sudden, lots of websites are saying, aha, I found that one. Aha, I found another one. Aha, I found one in which, as you point out, he appears to be taking a very private jab at his ultimate, competitor, his ultimate, what would you say? This is the one man he wants to beat the worst,
Rival.
right? Rival.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Peyton Manning he's talking about here. And by the way, Tom Brady is 11-5 all time against Peyton Manning. Only 2-2 in the postseason, I'll give you that, but 11-5 all time. Here's what you have to know about Tom Brady. He is extremely tight-lipped around the media, hence no soapbox early on. He gives the media next to nothing. He's always nice, he's always the polite, aw shucks guy, but does he give up much to the media? No. Do you ever see any in-depth magazine pieces on Tom Brady? No, you do not. But trust me on this, because I know several of them. He has a very tight, close-knit circle of extremely close friends and confidants, and this was one to whom he was responding via email. And again, did he intend this for public consumption? Obviously, he did not. But is this the psycho competitor that we often see on Sunday that wants to beat the heck out of Peyton Manning? Yes, it is.
I love it.
Do I think that Tom Brady is going to play 8 or 9 more years? I think he thinks in his heart of hearts he's capable. And our Field Yates wrote a piece just the other day on ESPN.com about how he's capable of playing into his middle 40s because he doesn't take that many hits and he takes such great care of his body. So I won't be surprised at all if he plays 6 or 8 more years. Does Peyton Manning look like he's nearing the finish line? Yeah, a year or 2 more. So did Tom just state a fact in that email? I think he just stated a fact.
First things first, I had absolutely positively no problem with what Tom Brady said in that email. It was not disrespectful to Peyton Manning in any way. He's a competitor. He's somebody that's an NFL quarterback just like Peyton Manning is. He's got more Super Bowl championships, 3 more Super Bowl titles than Peyton Manning. He competes against Peyton Manning. He's simply saying, you know what, as great as he is, I'm great too. He'll be finished in 2 years. I'll be finished in 7 or 8 more years. Obviously, we've all speculated about that because even in the aftermath of last season, there were question marks about whether or not Peyton Manning would retire. So Tom Brady wasn't being disrespectful to Peyton Manning. He was being competitive, and he was communicating with his friend, which is perfectly within his right to do. There's nothing off-putting. There's nothing remotely offensive that anybody should take from his comments about Peyton Manning. That's point number 1. Point number 2, with this whole Deflategate scandal and everything like this, Skip Bayless, I must tell you, First Take has no reason to talk about this subject anymore. And I'm here to tell you why. I don't disagree with you anymore.
Wow.
The fact that these emails came out to me is the ultimate source of a violation. Now, I understand the Players Association had everything to do with this, and I understand that. And I understand that you ultimately want to make the point that we did divulge these emails. But my point is, it should not have had to come to this point. It should not have had. If Tom Brady indeed showed his text messages and showed his emails to Ted Wells, and Roger Goodell had to know that, then that's all that should matter.
Okay.
We shouldn't have access to this at all. We shouldn't have learned about anything that Tom Brady said. Because what does Tom Brady's comment about Peyton Manning have to do with Deflategate? Does it have anything to do with Deflategate? Does anybody see any correlation?
No, it's just
Exactly.
interesting. It was made public because the documents were all
but hear what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hear what I'm trying to say. The fact that those text messages and emails were divulged means he showed something. It means he showed something. And if he showed something, then that contradicts what Ted Wells said. Okay, we got a problem now. If you're Ted Wells in this NFL investigation, it's got a problem. I know everybody out there that's so much against the New England Patriots and so much against Tom Brady and those guys, and I have been on the record stating, look, you didn't capitulate to the demands and the wishes of the commissioner.
Yep.
You know he's the boss. He's coming. Give him what he wants. But the thing about it is that it appears he has given something now, not to mention the fact that this is totally irrelevant to Deflategate, and this was divulged, really rubs me the wrong way because it validates Tom Brady's hesitancy in showing anything because, look, anything can get out. Who's to say what y'all are going to compel me or what I may feel compelled to do down the line? This is exactly, to me, something like this makes the NFL look bad because, again, y'all said that he wasn't showing you anything. You said that he wasn't divulging you anything. And lo and behold, if he wasn't doing that, how the hell are these emails getting out? Irrelevant to Deflategate. Why are we even talking? I don't mean why we talking about it as in us. I'm simply saying, why is it public knowledge?
Yep.
Why is this out? And I just have a problem with it, man.
I don't
because
like it either.
it makes no sense.
I read one website last night that was making a big deal in a ha-ha way about what color pool cover Tom Brady wanted on his pool as he
Stop
went
it.
back and forth with his agent.
Right.
Okay, here's what is relevant to our discussion.
Okay.
So hundreds, thousands of Tom Brady's emails were in the possession of the National Football League. Okay, we start with that. All of the texts that Tom Brady sent to the equipment man were in possession of the National Football League and Ted Wells. Not once in any of those emails or any of those texts to the equipment man was a single email or text incriminating on the issues of Deflategate for Tom Brady. Is that fair to say? Because not one.
From what we know.
They didn't pin anything on any email or any text to that Jastrzemski. Not
Right.
one thing incriminated
But
Tom Brady.
it goes deeper than that because the NFL and their investigators always have this cloak of secrecy hovering over stuff. You don't have to worry about anything getting out. This is us. This is a private hearing, etc., etc. And this kind of stuff that ends up getting out. Again, I know the Players Association had everything to do with it, but it was to make their point and it was to make their case. All I'm saying to you is that this would buffer Tom Brady's argument as to why he never wanted to divulge anything to begin with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if I can't trust that you're going to honor the privacy of matters, then I should not be compelled to do anything for you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, but the judge ordered the documents unsealed.
I understand. I understand
okay,
that.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I think the Brady camp was for unsealing because they wanted full disclosure at this point to see how the NFL treated Tom Brady during the appeals process.
But my point to the NFL is that you know that potentially it could come to this.
Yeah.
So if you know that it can come to this, and you know that text messages were divulged, why did the Ted Wells investigation focus on the fact that he asked Tom Brady for the emails and text messages, and Tom Brady and his representatives refused? Why was that said during your investigation report when that clearly was not the case now that we know it to be?
Okay, and why in Roger Goodell's statement upon upholding the 4-game suspension after the appeals process was it all but put in red letters about Tom Brady destroyed his cell phone? irrelevant to the process.
Bottom line is very, very simple. Let Tom Brady play football. You want to go after the Patriots, go after the Patriots. You can't do that now because you can't retroactively renege on accepting
the fine,
Robert Kraft's $1 million fine and confiscation of the first and the fourth round pick. But it appears as of right now, and I'm not completely sold on it, but it appears that the NFL were after Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, and essentially they just accepted going after Tom Brady.
That is correct.
That's how it
Thank
looks
you very
right
much
now.
for saying
That's how it looks.
Before we move on, guys, I got to bring it back to football for 1 second. Brady versus Manning, always must-see TV. I don't know about you guys. This turns it up a notch for me.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't.
like it.
It doesn't
A little
for me.
bulletin board material.
You know why
Okay.
it doesn't? Because I don't consider Peyton Manning to be the same guy that he was because of age and attrition.
Now,
Okay.
one guy won't like this email being made public, and that's Peyton Manning.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, last year was Tom Brady's year, obviously. Someone in football thinks it's Jay Cutler's year. This year, yes, you heard me right.
Stephen
Cutler,
A. Smith came around.
who was tied for most
Wow.
interceptions in the league
So,
last season.
there's
Yes,
somebody
we're
that
just
said that Jay Cutler's
Yes.
is going to be his year?
Yes. First